Hello my dear jewelry lovers, today I will tell you the story of wonderful jewelry of one wonderful actress, who was rightfully called the Queen of Hollywood. She played a lot of roles in movies and, by the way, often starred in her own jewelry, not trading for cheap costume jewelry. Her collection of jewelry was legendary, because even one piece of Elizabeth Taylor's jewelry box could cost a fortune. The actress's husbands were not stingy in buying precious gifts for the brilliant Elizabeth, and she herself did not miss a chance to buy another exhibit. The Taj Mahal Diamond. An amazingly beautiful necklace with a heart-shaped diamond and rubies was given to the actress by Richard Burton. It was claimed that in the 17th century this diamond was given to his beloved Mumtaz Mahal by the Indian Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. At the beginning of the century, the diamond was acquired by the Cartier jewelry house. Masters made a worthy frame of gold and rubies and complemented it with a golden cord, similar to silk. When after Taylor's death the diamond necklace was sold at Christie's auction to an undisclosed buyer, a scandal broke out. The mystery buyer demanded a refund as the diamond was not from the Mughal era as previously claimed. Elizabeth Taylor's trust fund was obliged to return the entire amount to the buyer, but since then there has been an endless litigation between the trust fund and Christie's auction house. And now it is not clear whether the diamond actually belonged to Shah Jahan or not. Emeralds of Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna. The emerald half-parure was presented to the actress during the filming of Cleopatra by the same Richard Burton, and it was made by Bulgari Masters. Some sources consider the name of this set to be correct and are sure that earlier emeralds were really in the tiara of Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna, while others believe that they simply resemble them by their shape and cut. It is not known where the truth lies, but the half-pearl has become one of Elizabeth Taylor's most recognizable pieces of jewelry. Peregrine's Pearl, the Wandering Pearl. Another gift Richard Burton gave his wife one Valentine's Day. It was the most expensive pearl in the world, a pear-shaped La Peregrina weighing 55.95 carats. Its history began in the mid-16th century when it was fished by a dark-skinned slave who was granted his freedom. Spanish queens posed in this pearl for ceremonial portraits, and Mary Tudor was the first to wear it. It later passed from Joseph Bonaparte to Louis Napoleon, who sold it to the Duke of Abercorn. The actress's husband purchased the Peregrina in 1969 at a Sotheby's auction for $37,000. Since the pearl was very massive, it often fell out of the setting, and as a result, the actress decided to set it in a necklace with diamonds and rubies from Cartier. After Elizabeth Taylor's death, La Peregrina was sold for $11.8 million. Krupp Diamond. Elizabeth herself has said in interviews that this diamond is her favorite of all the jewels. It evoked incredible emotions in her. She believed that life and brilliance emanated from it the moment light passed through it. She practically never parted with the ring, which contained a 33.19-carat diamond, even on the set. The stone originally belonged to the wife of Alfred Krupp, one of the leading suppliers of armaments for Nazi Germany, and Burton bought it in 1968 for $307,000. The Taylor-Burton Diamond. This 70-carat diamond was part of a 241-carat diamond mine from the Premier deposit in 1966. The owner of the mine, Harry Winston, gave it to jewelers who split the diamond into two pieces, the larger of which was cut. From the moment the information about the existence of the stone appeared, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton began to follow its fate, hoping sooner or later to get it into their undivided possession. They knew that the diamond had been bought by Harriet Anneberg Ames, the sister of the American ambassador in London, who put it up for auction. Aristotle Onassis, among others, claimed to buy it, but it was bought by Cartier representative Robert Kenmore, from whom Richard Burton bought it for $1,100,000. Anne Elizabeth, after her divorce from Burton, sold the diamond in 1979 to jeweler Henry Lambert for $5 million. The latter sold the Taylor-Burton to its current owner, Arab entrepreneur Robert Mouawad, who was not too pleased with the cut and changed it, thus reducing the weight of the stone by 2 carats. Cartier Ruby half-parure. It was a gift from the main man in the actress's life, Michael Todd. During a vacation at Villa Fiorentina in St. Jean Cap Ferrat, while Liz was swimming in the pool, Todd presented her with this stunning half-parure with Burmese rubies surrounded by diamonds. The actress came completely enamored with the beauty and didn't even bother to take them off while diving into the pool. It was not an easy gift, because Michael Todd already knew about the pregnancy of his wife and decided to congratulate her in this way. Elizabeth Taylor was not in vain included in the list of the most intriguing people in history. She allowed others to see only what she wanted, but no one knew the real Liz. She adored diamonds, loved men, and hid everything that prying eyes were not supposed to see. The Prince of Wales brooch. If Elizabeth Taylor had a rival for her jewelry obsession, it was definitely the Duchess of Windsor Wallis, wife of the failed King Edward VIII. Wallis loved jewelry passionately, possessing a magnificent talent for mixing her most flamboyant jewels into one look and looking elegant and appropriate while doing so. Like Elizabeth's husbands, the Duke of Windsor also sought to capture the most important moment of his love for Wallis with jewelry. One of the most symbolic David gave to Wallis while still in his legal status as Prince of Wales. In 1935, Mrs. Simpson received from the heir a magnificent brooch of 18-karat gold, made in the form of 3 feathers, fully encrusted with diamonds. It was a heraldic symbol that has been used by the Princes of Wales for centuries. This is how the heir to the throne wanted to show his beloved that, despite the protests in the family and in Parliament, he would marry her and, more importantly, make her Queen of England. Of course, these plans were not destined to come true. Edward abdicated, and since then their belonging to the royal life confirmed only houses with servants and stunning jewelry Wallis. The Prince of Wales brooch remained with her all her life, but it seems that her main admirer was not the Duchess, but Elizabeth Taylor. The actress and her husband Richard Burton had a close friendship with Edward and Wallis, and there may not have been a meeting between the couple that Elizabeth did not praise the Duchess's brooch. This begs the question, why? After all, there were much more interesting pieces in Wallis's collection. But perhaps the answer lies in the symbolism of the jewelry. It is known that Richard and Elizabeth often compared their history with the novel of Edward and Wallis. In addition, Burton himself was Welsh, which also played a role. Wallis herself eventually even gave Elizabeth permission to make a replica of the jewelry, but Mrs. Taylor never accepted the offer. The turning point happened in 1987 when, after the Duchess' death, her jewelry was auctioned off at Sotheby's. Perhaps it was the most important purchase in Elizabeth's life. The actress's desire to get the brooch of her late friend was so great that she managed to steal it right from under the nose of Prince Charles, who also participated in the auction. Then Elizabeth swore that she would wear the royal brooch only in the most exceptional cases. The jewel went to her for $620,000. After her death, it will go under the hammer for twice that amount. What do you think, which of these jewelry belongs in a museum? Write comments. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching.